I was exiled from my family because my golden child brother, he decides to steal from the family business. But you know what? I'll give him credit. He was very smart about it. He set a paper trail that basically led directly to me. So when they figured out, oh, there's money missing, they went straight to me first, and I was exiled for 5 years until the truth finally came out, and you won't believe what happened then. Have you ever just woke up one day and realized you're the villain in someone else's fairy tale? Because according to my family, that's what's happened to me. One moment I was just their average son trying to make a name for himself, and the next I was a criminal, a disgrace, and someone they scrubbed out of their life without even a second thought. No trial, no second chances, just exile, and now they want me back. Not to apologize, not because they miss me, but because they need me to help them clean up the mess of their golden child. Let me back up. Growing up, I was always the other son. My older brother, Zane, could do no wrong. If he broke something, I must have pushed him. If he got a bad grade, it was the teacher's fault. If he charmed someone with his fake smile, my parents acted like he was Prince walking amongst peasants. Me, I was the one who had to earn their love with straight A's, good behavior, and being mature. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Our parents, Mona Lisa and Douglas, built a successful business and made sure everybody knew it. Family gatherings were not about love, they were about networking. Christmas was a show. Birthdays were business dinners, and everything was about maintaining their image. Zane was their prized possession, the future CEO, the prodigy, if you will. Useful when needed, ignored when not. Me. Still, I played along. I worked in their company after college, thinking if I proved myself, maybe they would treat me as an equal. Turns out all it took was one fake accusation to erase every single thing I've done. At 23, I got accused of stealing $50,000 from the company. Yeah, the evidence, a bank transfer from my account planted by none other than Zane. I don't know if he did it because he wanted the money, wanted me out, or just wanted to see if he could get away with it. Whatever the reason was, he pulled it off. My parents took his word as gospel, and I was fired, thrown out of their house, and told to never contact them again. No lawyer, no investigation, no instant judgment. I mean, nothing. Nothing. No savings, no job, no support. Caleb was my best friend, took me in and helped me got back on my feet. He was the one who gave me a shot when nobody else would. We started working together, and over the years we built something solid. I made life for myself, no thanks to my family. I didn't call them, did not check in, and as far as I knew, I was dead to them, and that was fine. Then last week happened. 5 years of silence, 5 years of nothing, and out of nowhere my mother calls, not to say she misses me, and not to apologize, but to ask for a favor. Zane stole out of their bank account $100,000, and this time there's actually proof. It was stolen from the business. No planted evidence, no convenient guy to take the fall. He messed up, and he messed up bad. And now they need me to testify against him, because their logic, if I stand up in court and talk about how Zane framed me for years, it'll prove this was not a one-time mistake, but a pattern of behavior. Basically, they want me to be their star witness so they can go ahead and get their money back. There was no, we were wrong about you. No, we're sorry for what we did, just to quote urgency. They don't care about justice and they don't care about me. They just want to get their money back, and I'm the most convenient tool available to make that happen. I laughed in their face and hung up the phone, but then the calls, they just kept rolling in. My dad, my aunt, even an old family friend, they're all reaching out. All saying this is an opportunity to make things right. Make things right for who? Not for me. Not once has anyone acknowledged what they did to me. It's all about saving face, recovering their money, and pretending like the past simply never happened. Now, here's where I'm stuck. Do I go ahead and just let them drown in their own stupidity and enjoy the karma, or do I take the stand just to watch my brother burn? I want to be the big person, but I also want to make Zane pay for what he did. If I testify, I know it'll screw him over, but it also means giving my parents exactly what they want. A way to clean up their mess without consequences for themselves. Let's be clear, I don't owe them a darn thing. They threw me away like garbage and they just left me to struggle. Let me scrape by, and now their golden boy has shown his true colors, expecting me to be their hero. Yeah, that's rich. But here's the thing tempting about it, right? The thought of standing in court, looking Zane in the eye, and watching his world collapse just like mine did? The satisfaction of knowing that this time, he's the one that loses everything. It's not about helping my parents, it's finally about getting justice. And you know what? I don't know. What should I do? Update number 1. I swear if one more person points me a thief, I may actually lose my marble. 5 frustrating days since my so-called family dragged me back into their absolute dumpster fire, and in those 5 days everything has gone to hell. My name is smeared all over the news. Reporters are digging up every piece of dirt that they can find, and my phone won't stop buzzing with calls from people I never wanted to hear from again. Well, and for what? Because I was just related to them? When I went and made my first post, I was actually expecting some good advice. Maybe a few people who could offer clarity, a fresh perspective, something useful. Instead, the internet did what it does best. Twisted my situation into a full-blown spectacle. You guys didn't even offer insight, you just dissected every single word that I wrote. Spinning your own narrative and ragging me through the world all over again. And people outside were no different. Turns out, people love controversy more than they love facts. Instead of focusing on what's actually going on, my brother Zane being exposed for the absolute liar, thieving manipulator that he is, the media decided to turn this into some grand tragic family drama for the local area. And guess who they decided to make the villain? Yeah, me. Like most of all people who post on this website did, shake my head. Apparently the hot topic isn't Zane's crimes anymore, it's me. It's me again. News anchors are running old clips, rehashing the same false accusations from 5 years ago. Every headline is some sort of variation of disgraced son reunites with family amidst financial scandal. Disgraced son? You've got to be kidding me. I was thrown out, I was absolutely exiled, and I did not run back to them crawling. But of course, that's not the angle that gets clicks. The worst part, it's not just my reputation that's taking a hit. Now my work is suffering. Caleb, my business partner, one of the few people who's actually been in my corner, sat me down a day before yesterday. He's worried, and I don't blame him. We've spent years building something from the ground up, and now, thanks to his media circus, clients are hesitant. Investors are backing off, and people don't want to associate with scandals, even if I have nothing to do with it. At first I thought, fine, I'll carry my PR team myself. I'll put out a statement, shut down the rumors, and move on, but before I could even schedule the darn thing, I woke up this morning to see paparazzi outside my home. Imagine this. You open up the front door expecting a peaceful morning, coffee in hand, till half asleep only to have the camera shoved in your face and a dozen voices screaming at you. Oh, are you going to testify against your brother? Did you really steal from your family? Is it true your parents are trying to buy your silence? Oh, and guys, my absolute personal favorite. Did you plot this with your brother to get back at your family for disowning you? Are you kidding me? It took every ounce of self-control not to lose it right then and there. Thank goodness Caleb had already seen this coming. He hired security to keep these vultures from setting up camp outside my place. If not for them, I probably would have ended up on the evening news, looking like an absolute lunatic. Instead, I let the guards lead me back inside, slammed the door and screamed into the pillow for a solid 5 minutes. This is not what I signed up for. I cut my family out for a reason. I built a new life for myself, one that had nothing to do with them. And now, because of their mistakes, their selfishness, their greed, my name is being dragged through the dirt all over again, and honestly, I'm done. To make matters worse, my parents, yes, the same ones who kicked me out, are now giving statements to the media about how disgusted they are by Zane's actions. They're vowing to get him punished, doing their best to distance themselves from him, and my parents delivered an Oscar-worthy performance by showing how they did not see this coming and had zero idea their upbringing would turn out like this. You know, I'm gonna take control of this situation before it destroys everything I've built. My family wants to throw me under the bus to save themselves. Well, they can try, but I'm not scared. I'm not some desperate kid that was exiled years ago. No, this time I will fight back, and I fight on my own terms. So guys, I'm just saying, please stay tuned. Update number 2. Regret. That's an ugly thing. It clings to people like a second skin, suffocating, absolutely unshakable, and my parents, my dear, self-righteous, once so proud parents, are learning this the hard way. It's been a week since the paparazzi stormed my property like a pack of wolves. A week since I realized that no amount of distance could keep my past buried forever. I spent years trying to outrun it, pretending that if I had just worked hard enough, rebuilt my life well enough, it would eventually stop changing me. It was naive, because here I am, dragging back into this mess I wanted no part of, and you know what? I'm done running. I should have done this 5 years ago when they first accused me, when they ripped my life apart and left me to pick up the pieces, but I was younger then. I was stupid. I still believed in things like fairness and second chances, and now I know better. So I've decided to give them what they desperately wanted, which is my help. Yeah, but on my own terms, and let's just say they're not going to enjoy the taste of their own medicine. Yesterday I called my parents and told them I was ready to meet. Now, don't make my words be mistaken as a feeling of generosity. I just wanted to see the dispersion in their eyes, and oh, it was there when they came to my office. Thick, suffocating, palpable. My father, the man who once told me I was nothing but a disgrace to the family name, could barely meet my gaze. My mother, who used to flaunt the perfect family like some kind of prize, looked like she had aged a decade. They expected me to just roll over, to be the obedient son who would save them without question. Instead, I made them an offer. 3 conditions, non-negotiable, brutal, public. First, my parents issue a public apology, a real one, official statements and written letters sent to every major news outlet in our area. No vague nonsense, no half-butted excuse. They must admit they wronged me. Admit that it was Zane who stole, that they turned their backs on their own son, and admit that they let Zane frame me, without lifting a dang finger to stop it. They must say that it has to be loud enough for the whole world to hear, so there's no more debate about what happened 5 years ago. Second, they will clear my name from the false framing by getting the real proof broadcasted. Third, they will donate $100,000 in my name to a charity that helps ex-cons rebuild their life, because that's what they turned me into, the public eye, a criminal, a liar. They made sure I lost everything. Now they can spend their little precious money trying to fix a fraction of what they destroyed. I wish you all could have seen their face when I laid it all out. The silence was deafening, and my mother's hands clenched so tightly I thought she might snap in two. And my father's jaw twitched, the way it always does when he's struggling to keep his temper in check. Well, then came the excuses. The stammered protests, the desperate bargaining. We can't make this public. Think of our reputation. No one wants to know all the details. Let's just resolve this privately, guys. I laughed in their face. Money. They really thought this was just about money. If it were, I would not be sitting here wasting my time with them. I don't need their little hush money. I don't need anything from them at all. That's what terrifies them the most, because for the first time they can't just buy their way out. I leaned forward, resting my elbow on the polished mahogany table that once symbolized everything that they had and everything I lost. I told them, slow and clear so there was no room for misinterpretation. If you want my help, you will fix what you broke. You will do it publicly and you will do it properly, or you can watch everything burn. They still thought I was bluffing, so I respectfully told them, I'll show you something. I showed them out of my office, since they were doing nothing but wasting my time. Oh, and the way they glared at me, it was burning hot. Mom gave her final melodramatic speech of "Think of us, you're our son." But all I did was smile and give them a deadline of a week just to decide about my terms. After that, they quietly made their exit, probably thinking I would change my mind, but I didn't and I won't. 1 week to either give me everything I asked for or lose any hope of salvaging what's left of their crumbling empire. And let me be clear, if they don't take the deal, I'll burn it down. It's that simple. Update number 3. Hey guys, I'm here for a juicy update. It's been 2 weeks since I flipped the script on my so-called family, and since then they've been pulling every single trick in the book to guilt-trip me. All the theatrics, the desperate calls, the emotional email, the pitiful public statement about how, quote, family should stick together. My parents have suddenly remembered that they have a son, and their golden son Zane suddenly became trash. Oh, and for me, I've been thriving. Watching them squirm and watching them just ground in the same mess they created, it's nothing short of entertaining. Oh, the best part, it came yesterday. Now, you must know about Isla. She's Zane's ex, one of the few decent people to have ever been associated with my family. Back when she and Zane were together, she was always kind to me. Never bought this into their crap, never treated me like an outcast, and seeing her again after all these years, it was unexpected. But what came next was game-changing. She walked up to me after the meeting, all warmth and familiarity, and after some small talk she gets real serious. Told me that she'd been following the news and that she saw how my parents were trying out their usual manipulation tactic. She looked me in the eyes and said, "You do not deserve this, you never did." I was ready to thank her for the support and move on, but then she paused. Then she said that she might have something that could help me. Turns out, back when she was with Zane, she had recorded him. Zane, in all his narcissistic glory, had openly bragged to her about framing me. About how it was easy, how my parents believed him without question, and how they were as much involved in this as Zane was. How he loved watching me struggle to clear my name, and my parents although seemed hesitant in the recordings, but Zane had clearly manipulated how he was the savior, and I was nothing more than good for nothing. So, not only were my parents aware, but they framed me to save their thief of a son. Jeez. And now that the boards have the thief caught in broad daylight, they're ready to dispose of the golden child like he's nothing more than an afterthought. Isla told me that she had forgotten about the recording until now, but she could not come to me because when Zane and she broke up, Zane had outright threatened her to keep her mouth shut, and she would regret it if she ever spoke about what she knew. She admitted that back then she was scared of what he or my parents might do, but now she's done protecting him. She handed me over all the recordings in the mail, just like that, and I knew exactly what to do with them. No hesitation, no second guessing, I let my PR handle the rest. And oh, did they handle it. The recording, leaked everywhere. It started as a slow burn, small account sharing snippets and a few murmurs in the gossip corner on the interweb. Then it exploded when a few more victims of Zane's false framing came out to speak about what they had been through, the same. So not only me, but Zane had done this to a few more people from the company too, apparently. And my parents, my dear parents, guess what? They knew all about all of it. The world finally saw my family, parents, and Zane for what they were. A liar, a manipulator, real fraud. But you know what? I'm not done yet. Update number 4. You know, it's funny watching everything they built crumble to dust while sipping my morning coffee, watching the so-called magazine-worthy turn into the biggest disgrace of the family in history, watching my parents Mona Lisa and Douglas, who once looked down on me like I was dirt underneath their shoe, scramble to salvage what little dignity that they had left. That's right, it's been a month since my testimony, and let me tell you, I did not hold back. Oh no, not even a little. But let's rewind a bit. 2 weeks post, I turned the tables on them by leaking the recordings. My parents did exactly what I expected. They played the family card. The concerned parents, devastated by their discarded son's anger, the whole blood is thicker than water act. It was almost laughable. I mean, they tried everything. The pleading, the guilt-tripping, even the classic recording is wrong. We're your parents, we love you. Yeah, love me. BS. I was enjoying watching them wiggle, but I did not budge. They lost the right to call me their son the moment they let Zane frame me 5 years ago. And then fate decided to hand me one more final ace. Remember in my last post when I said that I wasn't done? Well, here's what I meant. I appeared in court not alone, but with all those victims that my dear brother had framed, and backed up by my parents. We testified not just against Zane, but against my parents too. I exposed Zane, exposed my parents' blind favoritism. The family business faced massive scrutiny. Investors pulled out like waves. Clients abandoned them. News outlets absolutely dug into every dark corner of my family's past, uncovering cover-up shady deals and every lie that they spun. Oh, Zane, he's facing serious prison time. Mona Lisa and Douglas, they joined Zane in prison too, and the family business, it's demolished. Investors gone, reputation in the gutter. The elite social circle they so desperately clung to, they've been cast out like rotting food. Meanwhile, I'm thriving. I just launched my second merger with Caleb, my best buddy business partner, who, unlike my family, actually believes in integrity. Well, guess what? A week ago, I get a call from prison, and guess who it was? My mother, begging to help them get out of prison, and I let my secretary handle the rest since I had no desire to get their pathetic existence revolving around me again. But you know, the calls kept coming, but I always let it go to voicemail. I'm happy, I'm satisfied, and I'm smugly watching the empire that once crushed me fall to pieces.